Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today we continue the FL Studio series right here at BusyWorksBeats.com/FL Studio. Today I'm going to show you how to master using only image line plugins inside of FL Studio. We're going to master our Bruno Mars style track we created right here on our YouTube page. Sounds like this before I master.
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm hustling and missing every day and every night. I'm having complications on what to do.
Okay, so that's the rough mix. Now let's master this track. Now, one thing I've noticed with some of the plugins is you have to understand that the plugin may shape the sound going in. So for example, if I turn on the plugin processing chain for the master track, we activate Maximus. I'm just gonna make a solid tone and I want you to hear the difference. So, it kind of does something to the sound by default, and this is on the default patch. So just be aware of that. The only reason I'm using this plugin is to use it as a stereo imager almost. So for example, we can solo the lows, we can solo the mids, so you can just hear my mid frequencies. We can even solo the highs, so we can solo each band and widen it out with our stereo separation knob. Now there probably is a better way to do this long term. Hopefully they come up with a plugin that allows us to control the stereo image. I think that's one thing that would really benefit your mastering process. So let's activate Maximus. What we're going to do with this is just listen to each frequency band. Firstly, we need to set the frequency bands up. So let's go to the bands tab and let's just solo our lows and move the low tab until we capture basically the bottom of the drums. I think that's a nice frequency band. So we're going to solo the band and we're going to pull it mono. I like to pull my bass mono for the most part. So let's just click solo. And we're going to move the stereo separation knob to the right. That's going to make it more mono or merged, as they call it. That allows you to fill your drums a little bit more in the low end. Now, every genre is different, so that's not one preset you're going to use for the rest of your life. It's going to change depending on the genre. Let's go to the mid band. Let's solo that. Let's widen out the band a little bit. Let's pull it to the left. So we have three bands, so not like a lot of variety here, but it's just low, mids, highs. Let's go to the high band. Let's solo that. And just make it wider so that people can experience a bigger image for your song. Now just keep in mind that one small change that occurred in my voice beforehand, because that's actually altering the way you're mixing. So just keep note of those small little changes with these plugins. Let's activate the Fruity compressor. Now with this compressor, I'm basically just trying to glue everything together. I know that's a very vague term for people just getting started, but what it does is it's making everything more consistent in volume or match each other in volume so that it feels more transparent. It's just the illusion we create in our brain when things are of the same volume, almost like how stereo is an illusion created in our brain. So just keep that in mind. Let's set this master compressor to 2:1. And let's see here. I'm just going to pull the threshold down until I hear the compression.
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm hustling and missing every day.
Now that's exaggerated, but
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm hustling and missing every day and every night.
I can hear it somewhere around -15 to -20 dB. That's our zone for when it's starting to activate. So you got to be careful with the master track compression because you don't want to overly do it. Now I understand that there's not a lot of visuals to this compressor, which may be confusing you a lot. If you want to learn more about compression and mixing, go to BusyWorksBeats.com/Mixing Academy to learn a lot more. So let's activate this stuff back again. And the main thing we want to do is turn up our makeup gain.
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm hustling and missing every day and every night. I'm having complications on what to do in life. Yeah, I just steer me and I'm trying to go into the right. So how you love me, baby? Come show me that you do. And if you want me, come show me that I am yours. And if we got a problem,
Now, if the compressor is too harsh, you just pull back on your ratio. But again, you can't really tell because we're not making this so dramatic.
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm hustling and missing every day and every night. I'm having complications on what to do in life. And how they steer me in, I'm trying to go into the right. So how you love me, baby? Come show me that you do. And if you want me, come show me that I am yours.
So again, you don't need to copy the settings because it changes for each song. So let's create a MidSide EQ in Patcher. Now this is a little more advanced. Let's just right click, add a plugin here. Let's go to Effect, Open Plugin Picker. Let's go to Fruity Stereo Shaper. What we need to do is split the mono from the stereo signal. So let's left click, drag that in. Let's double click on the plugin. Let's right click and go to Mixing, Mid A Side Splitter. This will allow us to separate the mono from the stereo. Just follow along. I'm not going to go into the depths of this, but just right click, go to Outputs, Audio, Send To. Basically, it matches the number you have in your bottom right here. The Send To will be your stereo. The main output will be your mono. Let's right click and add another EQ in here from the Effects tab. Let's add a parametric EQ number 1, and then right click and add an effect plugin again, parametric EQ 2. Let's use Send To send that to the EQ, which is going back out, and then the mono or main output to the EQ and then back out. So the top EQ here is a mono EQ. The bottom one is stereo. Now you got to be really careful not to overly boost your track on the master track.
I'm having complications on what to do.
So now let's turn the plugin on.
I'm having complications on what to do.
And it looks like I must have the limiter off. That's what that.
I'm having complications on
So
what to do.
let's make decisions on the mono versus the stereo. One thing you could do is just right click, go to mastering presets and activate your 30 hertz, 18 kilohertz cut. This way it does things to your track. You don't really need to hear certain frequencies in your track. Let's just pull that bottom frequency down to 20 hertz using the frequency knob and the top frequency up to 20K. That way it doesn't cut out every frequency. But from this point of view, you're probably like, okay, where are my little dots at? Let's left click and change these shapes to bell shapes so we can actually add in points.
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm hustling.
So I want to boost the bass and the mono. So let's focus on the bass a little bit more. Let's just make this a nice wide bell curve. And remember, we're boosting everything in the track. So you don't want to boost too much on the master track.
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm hustling and missing every day and every night. I'm having complications on what to do in life. And how they steer me in, I'm trying to go into the right. So how you love me, baby? Come show me that you do. And if you want me, come show me that I am yours. And if we got a problem, I'm gonna talk to you. And if you can.
So what I'm going to do is add another curvature here, and we're just going to cut our boxy frequencies. So I'm going to boost so I can hear the boxy stuff. So if I just talk in the microphone, you can hear it's a little boxy around this area. We're just going to cut that out of the master track a bit. Let's work on the stereo. So let's open up the EQ at the bottom, which is our stereo EQ.
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm having complications.
Let's add a high shelf.
On what to do in life. I'm hustling and missing every day and every night. I'm having complications on what to do in life. And how they steer me in, I'm trying to go into the right. So how you love me, baby?
And let's add a high pass filter, at somewhere around 20 or 30 hertz on the stereo.
Come show me what you do. And if you want me, come show me that I am yours. And if we got a problem, I'm gonna talk to you. And if you're sending this the way that you speak.
So a good master starts with a good mix. The vocals weren't mixed perfectly for this track, and they weren't tracked or recorded perfectly for this track either. So I didn't put a lot of effort into mixing it for the track. But you would spend more time on your vocals. Let's activate the last plugin in the chain, Fruity Limiter. Very simple, just keep it at 0 dB output. Now, one thing I want to go back to Maximus about is a certain function, but let's start on the limiter first.
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm hustling and missing every day and every night. I'm having complications on.
And basically, you just turn your gain knob up until it gets as loud as you want it to be. Be careful here because every limiter is different.
I'm having complications on what to do in life. I'm hustling and hustling every day and every night. I'm having complications on what to do in life. And how they steer me and I'm trying to go into the ride. So how you love me, baby? Come show me that you do. And if you want me, come show me that I can go. And if we got a problem, I'm gonna talk to you. And if you're thinking it's the way this is we can do. Complications.
Okay, so that's a quick mastering chain you can use in FL Studio. If you want to continue the FL Studio series, just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. I'll be sure to leave a link below the video so you don't get lost or confused. Just click that link below the video or go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Thanks for watching today. It's busyworksbeats.com. Who else wants to learn how to make beats like the pros and live the freedom lifestyle? You will never be a starving artist again after you learn the secrets of the pros. I've taught over 250,000 producers and songwriters around the world, teaching them Billboard charting techniques and insider producer and engineering information. And today, I want to guide you step by step in music production to build your music career easily. Just click that link below to get started now. You will learn sound design, sampling, sound selection, song structure, DAW functionality, mixing, mastering, and secret music production techniques which separate the hit records from the rest. We have trained over 250,000 music producers and artists around the world and have helped Grammy awarded and nominated clients as well. We've even partnered with top brands in the music industry. There's absolutely nothing to lose. It's free to get started now. If you take this full free course and still don't understand music production, email our support team and we'll guide you to the next step. Click that link below to get started today. If you join us in the next 15 minutes, you'll get a secret bonus. You have my personal guarantee that if you don't make better music within the next 30 days, after taking all of our free beginners materials, I and my support team will guide you step by step into the next level of music production so you can get your career started faster. Create complete compositions with comprehension. Master music theory. Visit busyworksbeats.com/music theory for your free bonuses and free music theory tutorials. Professional mixing secrets finally revealed. Get 3 free videos straight from the new Mixing Academy complete course package at busyworksbeats.com/Mac. Want to learn how to make beats like the pros? Join now for free at busyworksbeats.com and learn the secrets of the pros.